Well, that was a rough cold start. The truck's been sitting here for probably 2 to 3-ish months. I tried to start it when I could, but yeah, it probably hasn't been started because the batteries were dead for probably a month. So we're gonna let it kind of warm up here a little bit. Sounds good, but we're gonna try and get those little spots fixed and stuff on it. Like I said, I'm gonna kind of let it run just a minute before we go to move it, just to make sure like everything's good to go. But I'm glad it started. We're gonna get the big doors, well, the shop door is not open, so we gotta open it, get all our extension cords picked up so we don't run over those, and then we can start putting everything back together. So we're gonna do that real quick and I'll see you shortly. So here is what we're gonna be installing, guys. You can pick this up at Harbor Freight for 20 bucks. It's got the battery ampers, the oil pressure, and the water temp. The water temp gauge on the 92 is not working, and I'd like to hook up the oil pressure one as well. But the water temperature one, the one we're gonna be removing, is right there. So I have to back that plug out. And then we'll be using a set of adapters, which are right over here. I bought this from O'Reilly Auto Parts. Hopefully you guys will be able to focus. Mechanical water pump. There's the part number, and it comes with, oh, maybe I got the other one already screwed on there, but 5 adapters. I believe the other one's still screwed on over there. So we'll be taking these and fitting them to the plug that will be coming out of there. And then this will be threading in, and then, yeah. But this probe here, we're gonna be feeding right through that hole in the firewall. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. I do have the chest mount on, so if the quality of the video kind of changes here and there, that is why. I'm gonna try and do more POV type stuff. I might have to adjust it a little bit down, so I'm gonna kind of mess with that real quick, but we are gonna be running it right through there. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. Got it started, guys. Checking for leaks, nothing leaking there. The gauge is starting to move. This thing's not too hard to like wire up, obviously. You can tell it's starting to go up. And then for the lights, you can wire all these red wires together. And then in your like fuse panel, like I did here, where your gauge cluster lights come on, you can tap into it. Yep, starting to go up. Hopefully you guys can, there we go. But now that that's working, we're gonna move on to taking the oil pan off and getting that new gasket put on. Shut this off. Gonna grab the oil pan, get it all broke free right there. Like I said, I did make a little bit of a mess, but no big deal. We'll get that cleaned up. So I'm gonna swap back over to like the POV cam. We're gonna climb underneath there, buzz all that free, drain the oil or transmission fluid, and put that new gasket on there. Well, here it is, guys. It's out. There's a little bit of metal in there, but it's nothing major. I mean, it's just like if you look at my finger, there's not any sparkles. Don't look at the tub here because that was dirty before. I just wanted something old to dump all that fluid in so I can clean it. I mean, there is like some grime and stuff in there, as you can tell, but nothing like on the magnetic plate here. I mean, it's not too terribly bad. Like I said, there's a little bit of metal for it being a 92, but we're gonna get this thing taken care of. So I don't know how well you guys could see that underneath there. I tried to do my best. I tried to use the GoPro, but it was just in the way, so I took it off. But I checked the old gasket. It looked okay. I just don't know if it wasn't tightened down all the way. You have to make sure you get these things tightened down to the torque spec and don't over tighten them, because then you can crack the gasket and then you got a whole nother leak. So I compared the old or the new gasket to the old gasket, which is in the trash now. Both are the same. Got the pan all cleaned out, put it in the pressure or the parts washer, got it all cleaned, wiped down, let it dry and stuff. So now I'm going to put the gasket on there, probably get a couple of the side bolts tightened, and then I got to look up what the pattern is for these, because just like a wheel, there's a pattern, and then also the torque spec. Those two things are the most important when doing something like this, because like I said, if you tighten them too tight, excuse me, you can crack the edge of the gasket, and then you're just going to have another leak, and then you wasted $10, $15, whatever the gasket cost, and then you got to buy a new one. But hopefully you guys could see that all right. I kind of made a mess underneath there. I checked the filter and stuff, and it still looks clean. Everything looks pretty good up underneath there. I'm going to get all this thrown back down, look up those two, the pattern and then the torque spec, and then we're going to get this all buttoned up and hopefully get some fluid thrown back in it, and we'll be ready to rock and roll. Okay, so we got the new gasket on, as you guys could tell. The old one came off pretty easy, new one went on. Everything is tightened down. Don't mind the mess underneath there. I just added new fluid. The old stuff is still over here. I was gonna try and strain this, but I can't find a filter or anything, so I just went and bought new stuff. I'm gonna check the oil real quick. Probably top off antifreeze here, since we did lose a little when we took that plug out down there. I need to wire this up somewhere, zip tie it somewhere, and then I'm not sure where exactly I want to mount this in here. There's not really, I mean, this here, but then you might be in the way of your feet and stuff. So I don't know if I go here with it. Like, I might have to bend that piece like that. I'm not entirely sure. I don't know how well this is held up in there. I think there's one bolt over there, so I might just have to screw that up in there somehow. But yeah, I'm gonna probably figure this out real quick. Let that transmission fluid kind of drain down, get settled in the pan down there. We'll get it fired up and take it out for a quick spin. So hopefully you guys can tell what I was doing with like the POV there. I don't know how much you actually seen. So what I did is the same thing with the boost gauge. I just tacked it in to where the gauge cluster lights come on. I wired all those together with the wire nut, ran it over. This is just temporary, just to make sure everything's gonna stay lit up. So everything should work. As you can tell, it's lit up. All the gauge cluster and stuff's on. So that's good. I'm gonna probably back this thing out now. We should have everything pretty much wrapped up, grab all my tools and stuff. So just recap, we changed transmission pan gasket and the fluid, along with installing the water temp gauge. Like I said, you can get this off of Harbor Freight. It's like $18.99, and then the accessory little bag I got with those different fittings came from O'Reilly. You can probably go to O'Reilly, Napa, AutoZone, any pretty much car place, you can probably get them. So like I said, I'm gonna pick up my mess here real quick, We'll get a startup of this thing, and then hopefully we'll be able to back it out and take it for a quick drive to see how everything goes. Well, I hope you guys kind of enjoyed this little video on the 92. I know I haven't filmed much. Like I said, it's been about 2 weeks with like Thanksgiving and everything, but I hope everyone had a great Thanksgiving. Christmas is coming upon us, New Year's, and then obviously 2022. Plans for 2022 is hit as much truck shows, events as I can. I want to grow the channel. So if you guys are watching this, please share it. It helps me grow. It puts money back into the channel so we can buy stuff like this. I've been looking at buying another 6.2 diesel back and doing a build on it, if you guys would be interested in it, because that's basically what got my channel started. I had an 86 6.2. But like I said, I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you guys have any questions, feel free to let me know. That's gonna do it for today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Remember, learning as I do, doing I love. I'm the Gym Man. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.